Derek. How you doing? We got some good people coming through, you guys. Poetry Justice Show, Max Radio. Get ready. Let's do it. Good evening and welcome to the Poetry of Justice Show with Jackie Ray Phillips here on YikesRadio.com and AccelerateRadio.net. Here on the Poetry of Justice Show, this is where social consciousness meets the arts. And what we do, we select topics that spark the interest and awareness of social diversity, ranging from arts, entertainment, and social justice at large, leaving our listeners thinking and saying, yikes. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the sultry sounds of my mentor, the Mr. Kevin Nash. And Mr. Kevin Nash is the owner of this proprietorship here at Accelerated and Yikes. So I always like to give him a shout out of respect because of his dreams and his passions. It allows me to come into the studio and do what I so passionately love to do. So shout out to Mr. Nash. But ladies and gentlemen, wait, there's more. I've got to give a very special shout out to the sponsors of this show tonight are the ladies of the chat. How are you doing tonight, ladies? Tanya Michelle, Miss Shelley C, and of course, ladies and gentlemen, there's more. I've also got Lori G, the benefactor in the house tonight, everybody. You know, Lori G comes directly from Gingy Productions and Entertainment Company. So I love to give a special shout out to my sissy. And then, ladies and gentlemen, I got to give a shout out to one of our newer sponsorships. This is my nephew, ladies and gentlemen. Macario with G Babies Catering, ladies and gentlemen. G Babies Catering. I want you to check him out on Instagram, guys. GBABB. IES LLC, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to have a great time here tonight. And then, ladies and gentlemen, I got to give it up to the big dog, the man of steel, WMPJ Steelworks. Thank you so much for your contributions and what you do and have done, ladies and gentlemen. And then I'm going to take it on now to a very special sponsor, guys, and that is APS Muscle Cars. What we do at APS Muscle Cars, guys, we do custom rebuilds, hot rods, low riders, whatever you need, we can get it to you, do it for you, nationwide, everybody. So I want you to check him out. The dude's name is Memo, M-E-M-O, with APSmusclecars.com. Ooh, we had a good intro tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
We did.
That flow, we rode, I had a good time, so. We're here. My goodness gracious. Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody to the Poetry Justice Show. Good evening, Facebook land tonight. Good evening, YouTube land. And hello, hello, Zoom. And we are live streaming on, well, maybe that's not the right word, streaming, but you can catch us live at YikesRadio.com and AccelerateRadio.net. So we're out here at 5 Avenues right now. And so we're excited. I'm excited. This is the third Saturday in December. But it's going to be our final Saturday in the studio right before the end of the year.
Yes.
Can you believe it?
Time goes so quickly.
Super nice. Because we're going to be lazy. We're taking off next week, guys. We're not going to come to the studio. So this is our grand finale show, right? And so as a part of our grand finale show, how else can you do that outside with the beautiful, tasty temptresses, those ladies of the chat. Hey, divas. How y'all doing tonight? Shell, I got something to tell you. And I didn't get to talk to you earlier today, girlie Carol, because I was working, baby. Got me working day and night. What's up, Floss the boss of the house tonight. Hey, Jerome. Uh-oh. Y'all don't even know. I got a big surprise for Miss Shelly. I got to come back with her. You love the kid? Does Shelly love the kid? You love the kid, Shelly? You see? Do you see the beauty? Do you see the beauty? Do you see her? I'm allowed. We're going all out. Do you see? You see, you better get your gallery view together, dog. You better get your gallery view together. You see, that's like you could just zoom in on some of these. You see what I'm saying? So this is how we gonna do it, Tanya Michelle. I'm just saying.
Tanya said.
She said no, no.
Shelly love the kids.
Shelly love the kid. I know you do, dog. I know. Okay, so we're being wild tonight. Guess what we have in the house? We already got a caller,
We already have
everybody.
a caller.
Oh my God, I can't even introduce. You ready to do it? Thank you for calling. The POJ show is on the line.
Flossie the boss. Hey, Lori, hey, Jackie.
What's up? Floss
Hey,
is the boss.
Flossie, how you doing?
Floss the boss. Look at you. You tricked me tonight, Floss boss. What's up? Hey, Floss the boss. You gonna come and join in? You gotta come join in on the show later tonight. You see what that topic is? Everybody in the studio don't you? You know, Flossie always gotta tell us about the soul
know,
pole.
right.
So I'm just saying we're gonna leave that one for later, big Floss the boss. Ladies and gentlemen, Flossie, do your thing. Let everybody know what you got going on tomorrow night.
Oh, yes, sir. Tomorrow night, 7 to 9, we live on the G. Lou Show. You know what I'm saying? Y'all call in and check us out. 7 to 9 p.m. every Sunday on the G. Lou Show where we listen to the low rider oldies and, you know, you can call in and make a request. Do whatever you do. But that's what I do on Sundays, though. But I had to call in tonight and surprise y'all and just say hello.
I love you. Thank you so much, Floss the boss. But look, Flossie, you know I had to tell him. What you be doing Sunday nights, Floss? You be getting in traffic? How you be doing it in the traffic? Tell him. You see why? You see why? Okay, Floss boss, we love you so much. You already know. You already know. Thank you so much. G. Lou said, "What's up, Flossie?" G. Lou just said, "What's up?"
Hey, yes, hey, how you doing? That's good. Hey, I'm right there with you,
We're having
definitely.
a good time. Well,
For 2 days.
2 days.
Yes.
Boss is the boss. That's all I can say, guys. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the subject tonight, Shelly C, we're going down memory lane, and it came up one of our hottest topics on the show. It had to come back by popular demand. We are talking about masturbation, Floss Balls. We're going all the way in. Look at Stephen.
Floss, where you going? You're not gonna be a part of the conversation?
How you gonna do us like that? You remember last time, you know how Floss did it, girl.
Yeah.
You already know. But we gonna do it. We doing it, G. We really do. We do. Look at Crown Dwayne. Look what you done to the kids, Shelly. You done to the kids. Flossie, you look
Steven's
kids.
scratching his head. He's like, I don't know what did I sign up for?
This is Yikes Radio. Y'all already know how we do it. So we gotta do it with a bang, bang, bang. So now you don't need a bang, bang, because you can just go the other direction. But I don't know, y'all. We gonna see. Thank
Happy
you, Floss.
holidays. Thanks, Floss.
Good night. Thank you, Flossie. We got G. Lou in the house tonight, too, everybody. G. Lou said, "Ooh, y'all talking nasty tonight. What's up, big time?" Uh-oh. G. Shelly said, "You need to be up in the green room,
In the
right?"
green room.
Oh, this one, y'all already know how to get through to us. So look, it creeped out. It creeped out, but there's going to be a couple other topics we're going to talk about tonight. But I also want to go ahead and give a proper introduction to our guest tonight. I'm very excited.
He
Excuse
popped
me.
up.
What's up, Big Tap? You
Big
doing
Tap
all
popped
good?
up.
You good? You didn't even know. Big Tap, I got some family in the house tonight. We all family, as you know, that God has blessed us and everything is good. So I just wanted to say we got family in the house. We got our Tulsa, Oklahoma extensions of the family in the house. And I'm just going to put it out there. He's very handsome, very talented. I want to welcome to the show my kinfolk, my family. You see it, Shirley? I can't. I'm not. Hi, Stephen. How are you doing tonight? all the way in for 2020's in, man. And then we got some more exciting new voices in the house tonight. What's up, Deontay? Deontay's family too from Tulsa, Oklahoma. How you doing, sir?
Shelly is an equal opportunity.
We're gonna have a good time tonight, y'all. I told you 2020 is about to be up out of here tonight, so we're gonna get it together. So look, yesterday Lori and I did some filming. Anyway, long story short, Lori and I had a project that we were working on that required us to go through not all of our shows, but all of our shows that we have on the YouTube, because you guys know we are embarking on our 5th year doing the Poetry of Justice show. So we are forever archived with Yikes Radio since we've been with Kevin Nash, and that's been since May of 2017. But in particular, we went through like just about every one of our shows for the last year and a half on our YouTube channel. Everybody, if you have not subscribed, please do so at the POJ Show with Jackie Ray Phillips. And you want to find us on our YouTube, subscribe and hit the notification bell if you can. So that being stated, we had to go through some of the most exciting shows. And we had a gentleman that was actually going through all of the data for us. And he was really perplexed with the Masturbation show that the ladies of the chat produced. And Shelly, you remember? And Rashid, if you could prepare yourself to maybe get ready to pull up some clips so we could maybe have to insert something if we need to. So we were talking about it from that night with the ladies of the chat. We talked about masturbation on a few different levels. Particularly, Shelly, we talked about masturbating at work. Is it okay? You know what I mean? It's allowable. Like, what's too much? Is it too much? What does that look like? And then, gentlemen, we also had Tanya Michelle. She chimed in with us and let us know how it could be from a healing perspective, as well as what it actually does to the body, for the body. So we went, in on it. So that was a really interesting topic. So we thought we would definitely bring that back on the table tonight as we do our reminiscing. So I am going to go ahead and give this plane to train to Ms. Lori G. And we're going to take it on up a little step further. Go ahead, Susie.
Well, I think on that show, what I noticed, ladies, is that we never reached a consensus. And I think we were looking at the angle as to whether or not the employee handbook should allow masturbation breaks.
Right.
So I'm quite interested to know if anyone's mind has changed, and from our newcomers, whether or not you feel that would be a great policy at your job, at your place of employment.
You don't think so? Okay.
You can do whatever you want to do for that whole hour or half an hour when you take lunch, at least in Cali.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you get 2 breaks, so you can do whatever you want to do. Why we got to put some extra ones on top of that? I don't understand.
Wow. Deontay, I need your opinion on this. What you thinking, Deontay? Talk.
I don't think you need an extra break for that. Whatever you do on your hour, your 15, pretty much on you. It's your world. You come back. I don't think you just need an extra break for that.
But people get to get cigarette breaks, so should there not be masturbation breaks?
But you need a facility, you need a place to go, right?
To get it,
I mean, he's in
You don't think so? What you think, Steven?
Just because I like extra breaks. I mean, why not?
Exactly. Liking extra breaks. What you think? Okay. It's not their business. It sounds good. But I think the thing about it was, Gerald, I see you rubbing your head over here, Big Tap. What's going on with you tonight? How you doing?
know, guys,
Wait,
this is,
how long ago?
you know, I'm
Wait, how long ago was
talking
that episode?
video, but, this is ridiculous, you don't have no break from doing that. If you masturbating, you just doing it, you know, you might not even be on a break if you feel like you wanna go up there and masturbate. You ain't getting no break, now y'all wasting something, you know what I mean, come on.
But I think on the last show, we
Why would I
tied
work
in.
though?
What'd you say, Rashid?
Why would I want to break during work?
Well, it
I do that at
decreases,
home.
it decreases anxiety, right? And it can increase productivity on the job.
At the workplace.
Because your employees are no longer stressed. They are,
Yeah.
they're much more productive.
Yeah, so you think it's okay?
You can go get a shorty, you don't need to masturbate, I might take one of them joints upstairs.
Ah.
Oh, wow.
You might go, yeah, I know.
Okay. Is that allowable? I mean, what about that? What do we feel about that?
Right.
Tommy,
Not in the workplace?
yeah, I don't think so.
Then we got a problem. But then I'd be like, oh, it's in the handbook, why you tripping? I'm traumatized. See, that's another problem we don't need.
I'm traumatized. I saw the short stack or the long stack. I didn't need to see this. I'm suing.
Tanya Michelle, what do you think about it? I mean, you know, again, from a nurse's perspective, what's your view?
Would be great. But whatever you wanna do, you can do that. There is benefits to masturbation, from a scientific point, but I don't think you need a break for it. Matter of fact, when I listened to the masturbation break, I started listening to kind of crazy and coming back around.
Right, if you can wash your hands.
But people probably do it now.
They probably do.
do.
You just never know. What you gonna say, Stephen? Go ahead.
Would you be more inclined to take a position at a job with an employer that is supporting and rallying for healthy masturbation on the job?
And they actually bring in different prompts, you know what I mean, different tools in the break room to get you kind of going. You see what I'm saying? No.
Oh yeah,
There's a lactation room.
give me a blow up dog.
They do. You see lactation rooms.
Give me a sleeve.
I think there should be a consideration for masturbation rooms. Then you know what I'm saying, Shelley? You can have a couple magazines around, a couple, you know, just some essential. What do you? I don't know. I
Couple
think
silver bullets in a
Yeah.
drawer.
I mean, it's a fringe benefit of the
It's a
job.
benefit
Yeah,
of the
pay
job.
It's almost like
to
a 401k
play
in
with
advance.
Yeah, I'm being paid to play with a pocketbook. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Peaches said she would be good with that. Tell them, Peaches. I know.
Well, our
Arkansas
Zoom
in
room
the
says,
house.
interesting topic, right off the top with
We
the
just
smiley
boom.
face.
Just out the gate.
That's from Chris.
I think it should be a
Dante,
consideration.
you're pretty quiet.
Go get it. You go get you one. We put you in a hole. Go get it, cousin.
Think I found it.
You found it. Go ahead, Deontay. I'm talking
Deontay,
too much.
listen to Deontay. He said you should be able to do what you want to do.
If they giving you props, it sounds like something coming out of your chest. You gonna be providing props and all that for you to do. And on top of that, it gotta be, well, what job are they doing? Cause I don't wanna know that my daughter's teacher is then he coming back trying to teach them the ABC, and then I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna have a problem with that.
I know touching his pencil and stuff.
So these props, are they just laying in the break room?
They're-
Because that dilemma right there of just walking in the break room and everybody in there like, people gonna be like, what?
Right, and you just kind of pass it under the air.
You don't wanna tell people that you're going on that kind of break though, right?
I think you should be able to, right? Or is there
I-
stigma?
I
Is there
would not be
stigma?
open with that.
What, Rashid, you know?
California. If they somewhere else, I don't think so. But in California, you got to pay for those utensils.
Utensils.
But, okay, here's a point. Let's equate it. Jackie equated it to the lactation room
It
that
is.
employers have to have. But in the lactation room, they don't have breast pumps, right? So you would have
Oh,
to
so bring your
supply your
own-
own tools
Oh,
or
okay.
your own products.
Oh my God.
This is true. If it, I had forgot it was in the handbook.
See?
That's what I'm saying. Is Lori is saying the job is providing it.
Oh,
If the job is providing it, they have to pay for it if they're providing the tools.
okay.
So do you think that,
I'm moving back home.
okay,
Back to Tulsa.
Whatever they are asking you to wear or do, they have to supply it in most cases.
I thought this was just a scenario, but, okay.
Stephen, you moving to California, huh? You say you packing up.
It's the place to be.
Stevie from our Zoom room says it's in the handbook already.
Oh my goodness, the handbook. You wanna take a look at some of those outtakes? Rashid?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay, guys, we're gonna take a look at the show. Hold on. We're gonna get ready.
You should be good.
Kind of comes with the middle where you want it to go, Lori. Okay. Has it integrated?
Are you sharing the,
Oh,
I have to share the
oh,
screen?
oh.
Oh, Lori's gonna get it out together, guys. Yeah, we're just gonna.
Alright, let me do this over here.
Probably like mid-mark.
Okay, hold on, let me actually.
We can watch the clip. There you go. Thank you, guys. Here we go, guys. What are we looking for? I think we should.
Like how far? should we-
Okay, there we go.
How far should we fast forward?
Yeah, let's go further in.
Okay, let's go to like the 10-minute mark.
We should go forward a little bit.
Yeah,
Alright.
there we'll go with that. Oh,
Where are we?
okay. Okay, here we go. There we go. There we go.
No, just loading.
You can't speak on that, really, I'm just telling you what I got. Somebody that was watching the 10 to 15 years. I don't know, I ain't never looked at it. I wanna know what it's really like. We don't know anything like that, we don't know. You don't know. I know 15 years.
You gotta figure that shit out.
Absolutely.
That's her.
Now, this side thing, this is what I'm recently realizing, right? Growing up how as a man, you get into serious relationship with them. And as a man, if you're in a relationship with a woman, you're expected to provide him every other day. So, in order to be in a relationship, you shouldn't be masturbating because it's taken away from their emotional needs.
Okay.
So I think about that. I feel like, you can still get right. Sometimes you gotta know what you want to get your first one off when you get over there.
Wow.
Sometimes.
Okay, we can go back. Okay, guys, that was just a little bit of a clip of that show. What do you guys think about that? You got any thoughts on that from watching the clip? Tanya Michelle, does that bring back any memories for you?
So for the fight, in which the muscle ain't working, what did you say? That,
Said you have to practice your muscle, you gotta work it out.
Right, Rashidi.
Yeah, so basically, you don't want to go into a fight and you're not prepared. Basically, your muscles aren't, worked out because if you go into a fight and your muscles aren't worked out, you're gonna cramp up.
That's very true.
it's funny that you said that, but I think there's a lot of emphasis on women having vaginal health, but you don't hear a lot of things about men having vaginal health. So women, we do Kegel, we do vaginal steaming, we do all these other things to make sure our JJ is hooked up all the time. But men don't really talk about it. Like, do you stop your pee in the middle of peeing to build your pelvic floor? Do you masturbate more to build your muscle? Men don't talk about that. So it's really funny how he said that. That means he was consciously aware that as a man, he still needs to do something to keep his stuff right.
Got it. I like the point that he had with regard to being in a relationship and masturbation. So if one of the partners in a relationship masturbates and the other one does not agree with masturbation, is that considered cheating if the masturbating person continues to masturbate?
The person feels, what if he's using to masturbate? Is he using porn? Is he using magazines? Is it something that he has to do all the time? I think it just really depends on the other person and how they feel about it.
Look, Shelly, if he's doing it more than he's doing you, that's
Right.
That's the other thing.
You know what, guys?
That,
That relates directly to our chatagram. Do you guys remember our chatagrams? Exactly. So let me read that, because this is right along those lines and we can tie this in. So it's, dear ladies of the chat, I am a 35-year-old female that has been married for the past 7 years now. We are very happy, but 7 years can be a critical time for a marriage. So to avoid any trouble, I decided to bring sex toys into the bedroom with me and my hubby. I love them, but my husband not so much. He doesn't want to use them, but I really enjoy them. He said that he doesn't want me to use them either. If I decide to use them privately without his knowledge, is that considered cheating? Please help a girl out.
Wow. Stephen, what do you think, cousin? Do you think that would be considered cheating?
Nah, but I'm kind of a freaky nigga, so. He needs to step his game in.
I think it might be a bit of an ego thing because it's like, is the toy bigger than him?
Wow. Peaches said it's not cheating, everybody. Peaches said it is absolutely not cheating. It's not. That's right, Peach. You already know.
That's why I say it's an ego thing.
An
Is
ego
it
thing.
bigger than him?
Oh. Deontay, what do you think, in your opinion? Is it cheating if one is getting off and the other one's not?
Be political, nigga. Talk
Just
your
put it,
shit.
yeah. Yikes radio.
Just to be quite honest, I think if the dude is having an issue with it, 9 out of 10 times he probably feels he's not capable to keep up with her. Because a lot of the time, most people get together, this person's sex drive might be on a 10, theirs might be on a 6, so he might not feel like he can keep up. So if she gonna keep doing that, he can't keep up with her, then in his mind, 9 out of 10 times, she's probably gonna go find somebody else that's freaky like like she is, and he trying to catch up to her, so he gonna try to hold her back, be like, well, let's not get on your level before you do all of that. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't cheating to me. I can keep up, so it wouldn't be cheating to me.
Eric Moore from our Facebook line, he said it's not cheating. I'm sorry, Johnny, go ahead, babe.
Stephen was saying, you know, he said, not me, I'm a freak. Well, just because you're a freak don't mean you're good, right? And so I think that's what happened to men, is men get into this thing. And I'm not saying, I don't know anything about you, I'm saying, but men in general, some women may not like freaky. So I think what happens in relationships is that
But what's
you
considered?
constantly communicate on maybe your freaky is too freaky for this person, or maybe your freaky is not freaky enough, or maybe, you know, you want toys, you don't. So I think that's the thing that happens in a relationship. We have our own set expectations how things should go, and you really need to be talking to your partner about it. Now, I wasn't saying that to, you know, to throw you off or put you on blast, but freakiness may not be okay for some women.
Missing. If she's using toys on the side, on a regular, there's communication that's missing. She's not really telling him what she needs.
Exactly, that's what I was saying.
And vice versa, if he's doing all kinds of stuff on the side and not telling her, I know where the chat is different, but the same, vice versa, there's some communication missing, because she's actually getting a need met with the toys. So I think something needs to happen, like something.
And I think that toys, you know, I'm a big fan of those.
Yeah, it could be a stamina
I think
issue.
that toys, it's not that you're
Could
cheating,
be
it's
the
that
fact that
you're bringing us to like something different into your sexual relationship, like role play. It just brings in something different, right, than the normal sex, because that gets kind of boring after a while. So I just think it brings in something to line you up, whether, you know, just to make the act of sex or love making difference.
Did you say you were a big fan of those?
I am. I've watched it before.
Okay.
My husband is not a great performer. It's just that, you know, you want to do different things in your marriage. You want to keep it spicy. You want to keep something. You want to have a memory. You want to remember something different.
You know what? You know what? I respect you. Hey, yo, I'm right with you.
One thing that's missing, with that, I'm going back to the chattergram, one thing that's missing, that she is using the toys on the side, the one thing that's missing is a partner has to be willing in all aspects to compromise.
Okay.
So maybe he doesn't like the toys, but he knows that she does. There has to be some type of compromise, just like in anything else. You know, he may not like plays, and she might like them, but he's going because he loves her. So why not, maybe he doesn't like the type of toys, maybe there's other toys that he can compromise on, but if you know that's what your partner likes, you're willing to compromise if you love them and willing to.
Well, tell me this, shit. If somebody's saying something, if I'm a big light-skinned dude, and my partner bringing this big black joint.
Yeah, oh Lord.
Man didn't go.
Am I supposed to feel a certain way?
I'm just saying, you could probably compromise and say, hey, baby, this is so big, can we try something smaller, or I don't know. I don't know how to
No disrespect, y'all. But y'all women is so confusing, like, because me, right?
Right, if this toy.
Okay. But it could also be a stamina thing. Maybe as a guy, we got ours first, but then we just rolled over and went to sleep. I know, but this is a hypothetical, and so she then has to go to the toy to finish the job.
While she's like, you gotta love her for this. She'll go with you 6 days a week. But that 7th day, you enjoyed it so much that 6 days, that 7th day, you go after it again. And she say no, right? So you go in the bathroom to rub one on. So she come in accidentally and see you. And she'll, what are you doing? I said, excuse me, can I have some privacy, please? You didn't want it. And then they get mad, then they'll do it. See, women don't like when you just go and, handle your business after they don't want to, they tell you no. But then they see you handling your business, then they say, no, come on. And they give you that. They don't like to see you wait, that's wasting it for them.
That's a waste of a nut.
Oh, so what? So now they're like a waste of the seed?
Yeah, they're wasting the seeds, Lord Jesus. I don't know, guys.
I mean, they're gonna swap. No,
Yes.
If I can ask you a question for all the
Wait a
women.
minute, y'all miss Rashid, they gonna swallow what? What you say?
What?
What you say, Rashid? They gonna do what? No, y'all missed that part.
Did you say swallow?
I stopped.
Oh my
Hey, I
God.
stopped myself before I even said it.
Oh my God.
Okay. Okay.
I
All right. Fine.
Yikes.
Fine. All right. So, okay. So basically, like, you might end up swallowing my kids. Like, so, like, but is it really being wasteful?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Wow.
You getting protein?
This is Yanks Radio, wow.
Yikes, radio.
getting that protein shake.
It's a first here on Yikes Radio and the Poetry
It is.
Justice Show. You guys are wow.
I think
My goodness.
Deontay had a question.
Yes, sir. To the lady.
The question is for all the ladies on the panel. We talk about how the men may feel insecure on the side of the toy that y'all bring in. But if y'all were to walk in on your man masturbating to a woman on a porn site that looks nothing like you, do y'all feel insecure at all? Or no?
I'm not gonna say insecure. I don't wanna say insecure. This is what I really wanna say point blank is, I think you just be like, well, I didn't know. I just didn't know that was your get down. Not from a perspective of, I'ma hate on it, but I just didn't know you like that. But now I know you like that and that's what you like. And if that's what you like, get it in. Just saying. Is that, what do y'all say?
I just always ask, cause I know most women will feel like, oh man, she got that big old anaconda over there, this and this and this and that. But what do women feel if they see their man masturbating to something that looks nothing like them? Do they feel like, oh, is that what you want? Or does it work both ways? Are y'all supposed to be cool and be like, do your thing? Or does that make y'all feel away?
I would just be curious. I think I'm old enough now that it would not make me insecure or it would make me feel a certain way. I think I would be more curious as to why.
Right.
What is it? Is it why? And if it is, if like Jackie said, if that's your get down, I guess I can get mine too. But I'm just saying, if
That
that's
part.
what you do, I'm glad my eyes are open. I'm
Right.
good.
That's all I can
I
say.
think that for me, it would be, I would feel some kind of way. Not because she doesn't look anything like me, but because you didn't communicate with me.
Oh.
You know, I would be, I don't have a problem if you like, hey baby, I like, you know, as Gerald says, my private time, and I wanna watch porn or books, or, you know, I fantasize about being with this type of person.
Yeah.
Let's just be open and communicative about it, you know?
Right.
That's how I feel.
That's what I think. From what, Peaches says that she wouldn't. She says, I would not, if that's his things, you know what I mean? That's cool as long as here we go. You know, that's cool as long as he's taking care of her also. So if that's what he like wants and needs to do, as long as, you know, you're being satisfied, I think we should be
Right, as
open
long-
to the other
Right. As long as
partners.
he's taking care of business, you know, there shouldn't be any issues.
I would be concerned, like, if that was your first option. I can understand if that was your option after I said no, but if that was your option before you tried to engage me, then I would wonder, well, what happened when you didn't come to me first? See, toys don't have a physical personality.
That part.
Anything that symbolizes a human.
That part.
You will be surprised nowadays.
And so, when you're looking at somebody, maybe you're looking at the same old black Christmas tree movie star or something every single night, and we not have sex in 2 weeks, that would be a problem for me, because why did you go there first before you came in?
Before,
And
right.
that would have to be a discussion, and that would be a concern for me.
That's sort of criteria.
But how do you police that? Can you police, okay, go ahead, Gerald.
Get Stephen laughing.
I don't even like the name.
What? Say
Yeah,
it.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I
But
don't,
what
I
else
don't,
is it?
I don't.
Tanya Michelle can definitely give us a list of toys.
Okay. Okay.
Like stuff that you can put on the
Okay, but wait a minute, okay.
Yeah,
what-
make it hot or make it cold, they have,
Yeah, it's called a cock ring.
I'm trying not to say cock rushy, but.
I completely
Out
did.
there that
I
enhancers, they have vibrators that have like, levers on it that massages, that one that massages the penis and the nuts and massages the clitoris. I mean, it's all
Hey,
kind of shit.
y'all brought this back. I was here before. It was Emmett last time.
So,
That was
so,
me.
so when I do these things, so look her in the eye.
In the eye.
Oh my
Wow.
Yes, she did.
Oh, you
Is
can
that
like
a problem?
Hey, girl, you said look
I'm
in the
gonna
eye.
look you in your eye.
You know, when I'm performing these things, I
Look at
need to
Steven,
put
he's
this
cracking up.
Look at
Steven, you are cracking up.
Yeah, let's go to a site.
No.
Tell us about the toys. What do you look in the eye?
I ain't never had it. You was
Like, I still be like, I'm cool.
These are the toys.
You know,
That brings on
He from the Ray bloodline. He don't need no toys. That Ray shit, I already know.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you know what, fellas, y'all go ahead and do your, and I believe you. I need a little help, you know. So, you know.
Not killer.
Yo, just give you that blue pill, you'll be fine.
Oh my God.
This is wild.
That's really not okay, right? I mean, we wanna be honest about it, that, you know, Jackie.
What's that?
They stop taking care of themselves. You gotta take care of yourself. You still
But I
gotta.
don't think that comes from taking care of myself. I think that's from probably jerking off too much. You know, that's from a lot of crazy shit. And I still don't say, I said I ain't the guy I used to be. So I said I'm gonna bring in a little help, baby. That's all. I'm still do my thing now.
Do you eat fruit or you eat cheese?
Tell him, cousin.
Because there's natural fruit that help men in that. You know what I mean?
Good looking out.
See,
Steve,
yeah.
I was wondering,
Yeah.
Steve, you just.
Dr.
you
Crown.
Just do your thing as much as you can till I was there before. But right now, Steve, I think I overdid it, killer.
Hey, Beyonce gonna hold it down for you. You know what I'm saying? You live vicariously through her.
You know what I mean? Right
Dang,
now,
dang, 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 dang.
I gotta wrestle it out a little bit, killer.
Hey, we here for moral support, bro.
Oh
I
my goodness.
cannot.
Been great for me. So I ain't really that bad, but I'm kind of scared of the, like I'm scared of that vaccine a little bit. I'm scared of the pharmaceuticals a little bit too.
Hey,
Okay.
that's Bluetooth.com, baby.
Bluetooth.
Bluetooth.com.
You better get on there. Shoot, better ask somebody. This is just
Wow.
good stuff here at the Poetry Justice Show. You you can't get this any other way. You know what I'm saying? This is a good step.
Well, I'm still at a loss. I don't know what we are telling our
What does
listener
she
in
want?
way of advice. Is she gonna just use the toys privately, or is she?
I can't wait now.
Done.
Shit. Now y'all got me, I'm gonna leave here tonight.
Hey, that's a good look in the eye.
I'm gonna look you right in your eye.
The preacher said, yikes.
I'm gonna make you see what I'm about to do.
You gotta talk to the toy.
Oh my goodness.
Look at me.
I'm gonna hear that vibrator.
Peaches said, be proud, use your toy. That's Peaches said, be proud, use your toy. Yeah, girl.
Wow.
Well, that has been an exciting moment here on the Poetry Justice Show, guys. You can't get it any other place. I just don't understand. Deontay, you having a good time tonight?
Steve is something. Me personally, because I'm with the ladies, and I really don't want to come out as a pervert, but I feel myself holding back a lot. It's a lot I want to say,
Well,
but I
say
don't
it,
want to say
baby.
it because I'm being politically correct. But are y'all being politically correct right now?
Not at all.
Yeah, see, this is raw. Okay.
I didn't hold nothing back.
Women are open to talk about something.
Yeah.
At least just being raised by women, if they talking about it,
Let's talk about it.
jump in and say how you feel. Because 9 out of 10 times they know what you're thinking anyway.
Exactly.
Do you hear what they saying? Anya, Jackie,
Yeah.
and Lori, did you just hear what Dante said?
Yes. Let's go for it. We have to. Yeah. That's true.
Communication, trust communication.
Go in.
You know, we talked about the 5 love languages, which also flow into this. We talked about a lot of things, so I think it's a very open group of women because we realize that through our own trials and tribulations, through our own, growing through the show and over the years, that communication is really key.
Thank you very much. And I like the fact that Deontay has been raised by women, so he really knows, what to say, how to say, and when.
Right.
So, it helps when you have women in your family that you can be open and talk with. My son and I have a very open relationship as far as communicating those things. And, he has a girlfriend, they have a very, very good relationship. But I think it's good that he has communication with women other than women that he dates. That's a very good thing.
I would say, and the reason for that, Miss Shelley, I say this is because if you a man, as you can see with Mr. Gerald, and not putting Mr. Gerald on the spot at all, men are hesitant to have these type of conversations.
Yes, they are.
Or whatever the case may be. So 9 out of 10 times, like I said, if a woman is talking to you about anything, you gotta pay attention. You might learn something about yourself. You might learn something about her. You gotta take heed. So if we having a conversation, we might as well just go ahead and have it. They gonna find a way to get it out to you anyway.
Exactly.
So you might as well just be comfortable and let it out.
Hey, man, you're so correct. My daughter's 18, Dante, and I told the girls on the chat this before, I kind of leave it to my wife to talk to him. I haven't had the courage to talk to him, and I'm a big knucklehead when it comes to sex, but I don't have the courage to talk to my daughter.
But what if you had a son? Would you be the same way? Because like,
My son, listen, my son is only 12 and 14, but I'm getting ready to step it up on them because I think they ready. And my sons is ready, man, and my sons, I'm proud of them, man, them boys they champions, and they make their daddy look like, I look like the kid around there. I don't know where these boys got these hammers from, but, it's like, I'm ready to talk to them about it, because they get ready to swing them joints, because they just, them boys are big boys.
but do that, girl, because I was thinking about how I was raised. Like, and it's not no knock to my pops, but my pops didn't grow up with a father. So my mom was the one that had the birds and the bees talk to me. She the one that bought me my comics because she was like, I don't want my son being a young dad. My dad didn't have a conversation with me. He didn't know when I lost my virginity, but my mama did. You know what I'm saying? So because of that bond, me and her are a lot closer, and it's the same thing with my cousin Beyonce here. So, women are very influential to that.
Oh yeah, they are too. My wife is that way too, more than I am. I have to admit, she's more communicative with my kids than me because, it's like it has a lot to do with my self-esteem and a lot of things, Stephen. I don't want to mess them up because I've changed a lot, but my wife I think is a little more grounded than I am, though. So when the birds and the bees and all that. I left that up with, she's up with her, but I'm slowly but surely coming out of it because I was a dirtbag, dude. I was a dirtbag.
But I would say something. If you was a dirtbag or any of that, I would say your daughter should hear that perspective from you because it's always good to hear both perspectives. Because the mama may tell you, hey, watch out for these kind of girls and watch out. And then your daddy may just tell you, hey, these motherfuckers are scandalous. I don't give a fuck. I don't care how big that ass is, leave that shit alone. Don't be like me. You know what I'm saying?
From the women, no disrespect to none of these women because I love all four. But when it came to women, reason why I say I'm a good person, D, but when it came to women, I was all kind of conniving to get what I wanted from them. That's a dirt bag, D. You know what I mean? Whatever it takes to get that thing, I was
But Tap, I think that's what you need to tell your daughter, right? And I think you need to explain to your daughter that there's women out there, there's men out there how I used to be, and I'm not very proud of how I used to be because this is how I was. So if you see someone like this, you may want to go the opposite way. I'm telling you, my husband did not have a very heart talk with my daughter about relationships until like within the last 2 to 3 years. No, maybe after she was 20, 21, 22. And he wished he had started earlier because then it was sitting down talking to her because something had happened, right? Instead of talking to her proactively to prevent it from happening. It's a different type of conversation when you're reactive versus proactive. And so I think that you should, say when men do this and when they do this and this is all they want and when they do this and tell them those things that you were thinking in your mind. So when she comes across that person, she knows that they're not serious. It doesn't always have to be about sex because remember, we're the emotional part of the relationship, right? It has to be about what to look at and to avoid before you get to the sex. Right? And that can only come from a man because we can't, as women, we can't tell you that. Now I can sit down and tell my
y'all want to know something, T? You want to know something, y'all? And people that know me know overall I'm a beautiful human being. I know I am, but let me tell you something I saw the other day. I saw a thing on Facebook, right? It shocked the hell out of me. It said, it's a woman thing. It said, 10 traits to see that a man is toxic.
Okay.
I read them traits.
You had them all.
Jesus.
No, I'm asking. Dang.
Wow, really?
daughter to see you as a good man, the great man that you are, and the great father that you are, and to let her know, as good as of a man, as great of a man that I am, I done did that shit. And when you come across these, even the man that you may appear to you may be so good, there's still a possibility you gonna go through the same shit that you would with some other guy. And it opens your daughter's eyes to not, even if she do get her heart broken, to not judge somebody. Be like, you know what? Not to say that he's not a good man. It's just that I met this person at the wrong time, or this wasn't the right moment for me and that person to have whatever I thought we could have had. You know what I'm
What's
saying?
your last name, Dante? What's your last name?
What now?
What's your
My
last
last
name?
name is Knuckles, like the back of your hand.
Boom.
No. This is your Lori and Jackie is your cousin.
Yes. Yes. This is our family. They're beautiful. Yes, yes. Yes, yes.
I'm just saying. Okay, but go ahead.
Yeah, and that
Shelly knows because Shelly love the kids. Shelly, you love the kids? I know you do. Great. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, true that.
Grew from that, you know, and that benefits your daughter because she could be learning from her own experiences what dirt bags are, but now you can teach her one-on-one what a dirt bag is, but she get it from her pop, where it's more genuine and heartfelt.
Right.
So be glad that you graduated, but you still got that degree from being that back in the day.
Right.
That's what OGs is. Even from the male perspective of gangbanging, like, we need OGs to coach. You know what I'm saying? Because if it ain't no OGs coaching,
right.
then they gonna go out there and run on their own, and then they gonna end up in the hole. You see what I'm saying? These people are in the penitentiary.
Spoken like a true Ray. Just saying. Preach, Ned. Preach.
Brother, my
These
man.
boys have been around women. I'm sorry, I'm not putting men down. Please don't think that. But these boys have been around women, real women.
Right.
Yes, sir, absolutely. You know, these boys is just straight up smart. That's
Yeah.
it. They've been in the hood. They know what time it is. They've been on their own.
Some good dudes.
But
You know what I
it's
mean?
something different, it's something different when you have that old school women,
Teacher.
woman that raised.
Absolutely.
It's
Right.
just
Yeah,
different.
you know,
Something
they got something different about them than these other young knuckleheads running around here. They got something
And
different.
my son had to learn a little bit the hard way because the one thing he did say to me, he has a really good girlfriend now. It took him some time to find a really good girl, but she's a really good girl and I love her. She's been around for about 3 years. But the first thing he did, he's the dad don't have no game. I thought all girls was like you and Jasmine, which is my daughter. But he had to learn the hard way that not all women are like me and his sister.
Right.
He had to learn the hard way. And when he finally found her, he was like, I see the difference. I see a whole different game.
Wow.
Gerald said, wow, guys, we having a good time in the Poetry of Justice show tonight. What are you feeling this time, Michelle?
No, and such good advice. I was thinking about Joel and Jordan, but I think that Joel, I think Jordan at a very young age saw his sister go through a very bad relationship when she was dating this guy right out of high school. And, we were able to talk to him about that, and he never wanted to see a woman go through what his sister went through. And so from that perspective, he learned how to treat women differently. But Joel did a better job with him, talking to him about women and what to look for, and, be careful when he goes to college, and be careful of this type of girl, be careful of this. So they had those conversations, and so I think he got it from both ends, but, I'm fortunate too that he has a very, very good girlfriend, and he treats her very well. And I have to, every now and then I think that he's kind of doing something I don't think is nice. Not cheating or anything like that, but just personality wise, I have to call him on it and say, hey, we don't do this. But he called me, it was funny for her birthday. He says, Mom, you said that every woman likes a little turquoise box, and so I got Chanel something in a little blue box for her birthday. And so it made me know that he was listening, you know, and so that makes me happy. He's a pretty good kid.
He is a very good
He's a wonderful kid.
man.
Well, this has been a great discussion.
I know.
This
I'm
is
telling
why
you.
the masturbation show was so very popular. Right?
It came back.
It came back. But you know, when we were scrolling through, we saw another Hot Topic show. Ladies, I don't know if you remember The Naked Truth. Do you remember?
Okay, you want to start with it, Lord G?
No, you can go ahead.
Okay, The Naked Truth, guys, was another show. Now, we know we can always integrate, but this is it. No, we had a situation where the naked truth, right? So when you tell someone the truth, is it your truth, Deontay, based on your perspective? Or would it be like Lori's perspective on the same premise, but her truth is different from your truth? Where's the truth? You guys are looking at me like I'm insane. Because
Both parties would be telling the truth. But one thing that I've learned over time,
we gotta break it
two
down.
people could look at the same situation happen, but we on two different vantage points.
Okay.
So we can see the same thing, but my perspective on it might be different. And this is where life experiences come in. I may have gone through different things in my life where this certain situation may not affect me or shock me, and it may put you in a place that I've already been before in my life.
Right.
So sometimes it could be whatever I tell you is my truth, but that's my vantage point. It doesn't mean that you're gonna see it the same way. That's what communication is for. I understand where you come from, and then you try to understand where I'm coming from.
Right.
I agree. We see things through our lens based on a compilation of experiences, and I think that's what you're saying. But my truth is my truth, and I think on this show we talked about truth and facts, right? We talked about facts versus
Yes.
truth, or
Right.
you know, what's the definition of that? I think Jackie always does a good job of leading us down to what the exact definition is.
That's
But I think
exactly correct.
sometimes it's just the truth based on facts that you cannot, like COVID-19 is a fact. That is the truth that that's a pandemic. And then there's the truth based on perception,
Right.
or based on how you're feeling, or based on how you see things. So it just depends on, to me, it depends on what the subject is, right?
Okay.
I think you're right, Tanya. I think it also depends on, when you say perception, I want to put a little bit more on perception. It's basically, a lot of times people speak on how you made me feel at that time. So when you're speaking, there are facts. And I've learned that a lot, especially throughout just on the working side of things. Two people have two different perceptions of what really happened, but I think sometimes we think, and it's not intentional, that we're not really speaking on the actual facts, but we're speaking on how you made me feel at that time.
I know one of the scenarios that we talked about, guys, was, let's say for instance, Lori, I know something, right? I know something, and I know that it's going to be, I have a piece of information that I know is going to be damaging, perhaps, to Lori, right? So let's say, for instance, I find out, and I don't want to tell Lori every detail of the situation, so therefore, I'm going to only give enough information so she'll know what's happening, but not full disclosure, because full disclosure at said time could be too perhaps traumatizing to her or detrimental to her emotional stage. So to leave those items out, is that still part of the truth, the whole truth, the naked truth?
You know, if you're leaving stuff out, it's not the whole truth. It may be part of the truth, or it may be some truth, but if you're leaving some things out, it's not the whole truth.
Is that truth okay? Is that truth okay? You know what I'm saying?
Is it okay?
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes it just, I think it depends on someone's relationship.
Mhm.
Like, for example, you know, I don't know, there's some things, something happened. I know I can't tell my partner. I know I couldn't tell him the whole thing, because I already know he would go crazy and probably kill somebody. So So I have to tell him some things, or I have to ease into, as my son would say, ease into the situation
Okay.
and tell him, not tell him exactly what happened, but kind of give him a roundabout truth about what happened, because I already know how he's gonna react.
Mhm.
So I can understand that at some point, and you know, I'm sure that even with our children, some of us who have children, they don't wanna tell you everything, cause they already know you're gonna go crazy. So they might kind of ease in and just tell you a couple of things, and maybe skip over a few things that may have happened.
Right.
Abbreviate what you're saying, but what you're telling is the truth.
Right, it's still the truth, it's just not the whole, that's what I meant by the whole truth. Like, I can understand that, because there's some things I would not say the whole exact thing to my father, or my mother, or my grandma, because I already know that somebody going to jail. So I have to bring it down a little bit and kind of skip over some things.
Yeah, act like nothing. What do you,
My grandmother used to say, I don't know which scripture of the Bible, but it's in the Bible, and it said that when you couldn't eat meat, he gave us milk, right? And my grandmother used to tell us that all the time, and it didn't take me till I got older, because sometimes you gotta feed people accordingly. They may not be able to chew on that heavy steak that you're giving them. You may have to give them milk to digest what you're saying and ease your way in. And it just all depends on the person. If it's somebody that you can tell the truth to, and they gonna listen to everything that you're saying, but you know who you're talking to, so you know how you prepare for them. So I think it's still the truth. You just, okay, I'm gonna give you this little bit. Let me see how you act.
Right.
Sometimes it can be so damaging to a person, even though it's the truth. This person may not digest what you're giving them. You know what I'm saying?
I see.
Bruce, brother, he bruised. He bruised 5 times.
Tell him again, cuzzo. Hebrews chapter 5. Okay. And Facebook is in the house tonight, strong, everybody. We've got Meg, you know Meg the Stallion. She's always rolling with us. Hi, Meg Bourne. How you doing, Megalicious? And of course, we got Peaches in the house tonight. How you doing, pretty lady? Peaches says amen to that, you guys. So we've got some good things going on here. You know what I mean? The Poetry of Justice show, knowing about the naked truth, the full truth, the whole truth. What about you, Gerald? Your expectations of the truth. Do you know what I'm saying? You've been in a situation where you had to withhold information. What is that like for you? Take your mute off. Is it off?
you're on mute, Joe.
Hold on, Joe, take your mute off. I don't know. Thanks.
I'm always in a situation when you're a deep gentleman like me, either, including myself, sometimes, as a man, I can't handle the conversation or whatever the truth that a woman is bringing to me. And a lot of times, a woman can't handle the truth that I'm bringing to them.
Right.
So, the naked truth is, it's just a situation where somebody gotta step up and be the one that, that's understanding.
Right.
You can alleviate all kind of situations and truths and negatives and everything. If someone just knows what's going on and you can't be selfish. Selfish has a lot to do with truth too, because a lot of truths I know, and as a man, I have been chauvinist Jack in parts of my life. I have been.
Look at Tanya. You think? Wow, I never would have guessed
Whoa, I
that.
would have never guessed.
Wow, shocking.
And there's a truth that's gonna hurt somebody.
Yeah.
And there's a truth that's going to make things better. And
Right.
everything we do in life is based on our intention, right? So if you're trying to tell somebody the truth, that's gonna hurt. And you have to, that comes from a different place, right? So
Yes.
you gotta know what place you're coming from. And I've learned as I've gotten older, even if I know the truth, unless I'm asked about it, sometimes I don't say anything. And even if I'm someone asked, should I say it? I was listening to TV Jason one time, he was like, you know, your opinion is only valuable, if it bears good fruit. Right? I agree. You know, sometimes, yeah, especially when I know, like, my opinion is my opinion. Now it's like, okay, what's the purpose of it, you know, what you're saying, right? Does it bear good fruit? So, you know, it just depends on what you're talking about as far as the truth.
Right, right.
No.
You restrict your,
You know, you be in a relationship and you wanna hear the truth, you may even know the truth, but you wanna hear it from them. And why do you wanna hear it from them when you know it's gonna hurt them?
Cause you wanna see if they're lying.
And that's so
If you wanna see if they're gonna lie.
They lie
You know
about
the truth
it,
already,
okay.
but you wanna see if they're gonna lie.
That's
Yeah,
Shelley.
that's what that is.
That's the detective in Shelley's seat. That's the detective. I spy. Tell him, people.
And I know Stephen can tell you, because they've had women in their life. If the women in your lives ask you a question, Dante and Stephen, don't they already know the answer?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am, yes, they do.
You know what I'm saying?
They're kind of like the feds.
what's the
Such a
question,
rat.
Shelley, is you saying that we are, and this just sparks in my mind, if you're saying that we already know the truth, why do you think we ask?
To see if they're going to
Confirmation.
tell the truth.
To like,
And so when
see
they
the
don't,
truth.
what do we just in?
Stop
Do
with
you?
them.
You suck with us, though. So you know they lie, so they're not telling the truth.
We come to somebody that we know lies to get the truth, they don't say the truth, and now what's the point of even asking in the first place? Make it your own truth.
The feds
No,
running
I
tactics
need to
Yeah.
hear
from
it
the
from your mouth.
women.
I need to hear it come from your mouth. I wanna hear you say it. I wanna hear you tell me the truth.
But they ain't.
They're not gonna.
So then,
Peaches says that some people are not ready for the naked truth. So sometimes you have to water the truth down, you know what I mean? So that they don't hurt people's feelings, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, Lola? Yeah. Sometimes you gotta lie. I mean, you just got to lie
I don't think you
sometimes.
have
I think
to lie.
sometimes,
You make choices.
Stephen, don't you think
To
in
lie. I don't
certain
think you
situations,
have to
sometimes you
lie.
have to lie?
Mhm.
See, that part, right, exactly, protection of a loved one, you know what I mean? I'm sorry, go ahead, Shelley.
Yes. Or you can
Praise
just,
the Lord.
I usually just step out and say, you know, I can't say. I can't say. I just can't say.
I wanna hear what Deontay have to say about that.
Women lie too.
What is better than woman lie? Woman is efficient lie,
What?
okay?
What? But see, there you go with the gender.
The gender divide.
Yeah.
I don't think it plays on men and women. It just, maybe it's more a personality type. Some personalities are more adept to lying.
Saying, one reason why I say that is because I had admitted my lies and I had come clean. Women, they don't give a damn. So a lot of them don't come clean. They don't-
Never.
Wasn't me. Wasn't me.
What's Steve? Uh-oh. These people are being crazy tonight. The bitter truth, yeah.
to say
Oh,
is that sometimes we just don't engage in the conversation because we shit. Cause you can't, so part of the relationship is allowing a person to be a person. I learned a very young lesson when I was with Joe, with my husband. My husband used to hang out with his friends, go to Fridays, do this, that, and that, and I used to ask him, what was y'all doing? Who was that, this, that, and other? And he never would tell me the truth, I think. And then one day, his friend were talking, I'm, listening, and they start talking about him, and I'm like, you didn't tell me that. And he says, no, I didn't tell you that because you were gonna ask me more questions and it was gonna lead into.
There you go, that part.
I'm just
So he left you out.
honest.
Yeah.
That shit wasn't covered.
So he just had to tell you.
What I found out is that I get more information out of him when I'm not interrogated. I don't
Okay.
put him in a situation where he feels like he has to withhold information. And the men are smiling, because they know I'm telling the truth. It was easy going, so now the conversation is, when it got easier and I didn't interrogate and I didn't get mad and I didn't, do like all I was doing, I found out more information. So sometimes people don't tell you everything because they don't feel like going through the shit. Like women don't feel like, and I tell you every single time, hiding bags in the car and shit, that's a lie. That ain't telling the truth when women go shopping. So I got tired of that.
Not unless you ask me.
I got tired of that because I feel like I'm a grown freaking ass woman.
That's right.
Why am I lying about spending some money? We have to have a talk about it, and so I can stop doing that, because why? I'm not doing it. And
When you're younger, you don't think like that. When you get older, you just like, you get more, like they say, the older you get, the wiser you get. Shit, I don't have to tie a goddamn thing. I'm going.
I know, but Shirley, I think I was doing it to avoid a conversation.
Oh, okay.
Telling the truth to avoid a conversation. So sometimes people avoid the truth as a defense mechanism. And they're not always lying, they just don't wanna go through whatever
They
situation.
don't wanna talk about it, yeah.
They
Like,
wanna talk about it.
it's nothing. A lot of times it's nothing, but you're making into something by interrogating.
Right.
But
He's 50 now, I gotta hear everything they did.
I know Tanya,
Beyonce died.
If you dig for dirt, you're gonna
Lori, and Jackie,
Oh, that's true.
all four of y'all was off the chain back in the day. I can tell. Unbelievable. I can tell. Y'all was
Not me, Tap, I wasn't with, not me, it wasn't me, Tap.
well,
What?
that's all I can say.
Yikesradio.com. Yikesradio.
It's like,
I know,
I
right?
don't wanna talk about
You
it.
don't want to talk about it? I know.
Well, you know what, I'm interested from the younger guys, if you feel that, your girl interrogates you in terms of where you're going, or if you feel like, hey, I just don't want you in my business, and you kind of tell half-truths. Does that happen to you guys?
Is me and Stevie was having this conversation. Being a young guy and being knowing guys that went to the feds, I think most of the time women are like the feds. If they come to get you, it's because they already got you.
See?
Right.
They
Tell
don't
him,
need
Beyonce.
evidence
Beyonce,
that
no.
they-
Beyonce, no. What should I say?
They already got
They
everything.
already got the shit. The jig is up. The jig is up, Beyonce. This is my kind of. Jeez.
Right, that's what I was saying.
So now that's why you gotta. The older girl.
That shit is ready. So, and if you're gonna evaluate you, to go back to what Miss Tanya said earlier, well, if they asked you and he still lied, and that's when that woman or man is supposed to evaluate that person and be like, why the hell am I fucking with you? If you can't even be real with me,
Right,
you
right.
know I know better than what you
Yeah,
tell me.
you
know
can't
what
even
I'm
be
saying?
real with me about masturbating.
It's because we tired of hiding this shit.
He's like, fuck
That's
it.
the time anyway.
Oh, see, that's called, yeah, see. no.
I wanna go back to Tanya. Tanya said, you basically telling yourself, if you don't interrogate. Yeah, if you just be cool, I'm gonna tell you anyway. I mean, not wrong, not the wrongdoing part, not that I'm gonna do wrong, but I'm just saying in conversation,
He gonna
we
do
gonna
wrong.
talk anyway. Like, if you coming at me, I might be willing to withhold some stuff. But if you coming at me in the right way, then I'm like, hey, yeah, this was.
All you gotta do is keep a man talking, it's gonna slip out.
Yeah, we gonna tell on ourselves off top. But we might try to withhold.
This shit, but we gonna slip up as we gonna get comfortable, be like, hell yeah, then after I left his house and I, shit, man.
Exactly.
Told you the wrong thing, we gonna take it's gonna be a wrap.
And 9 times out of 10, we remember the shit you told us 6 months ago.
Oh,
Tell us
yeah.
something different.
You already know, girl. You be like,
Oh, yeah, y'all right though.
You remember 6 months ago, you said 6 months ago, you went to McDonald's, now you what? And it goes.
I will have a whole clipboard with pictures, time, stamps.
I hear you, but you know something?
oh my
You know what,
goodness.
that's what I'm probably by myself, right?
Look, bring the luminol.
I ain't never tell them nothing.
He got lockjaw.
Get out your face.
You just said. And the other thing that I want you guys to
Wait,
understand is.
But really, how do you really feel about yourself? I mean, you know, you saying you ain't never said nothing, you ain't never slipped. I mean, at the end of the day, when you know, you start an argument knowing your ass is lying, okay?
No, listen, hold on. So
For real. Cause you said,
You know what?
wait a minute, Kat, wait a minute. Cause what you said is, I ain't telling you nothing, get out of my face. That's what you
Yeah,
just said.
let me finish. I said that. Let me finish.
But you, and you not lying, now you let.
Can I just tell you? Can I tell you?
Girl, they got you, they got you.
Told you, I told you.
He's a
You
fighter.
see, wait a minute, hold on. You see how the interrogation is? The interrogation is crazy. I gave up on the interrogation.
But let me tell
I'm
you
sorry.
something, guys.
The inter-
Let me give you a little bit of education. A lot of times, it's not about the fact, just like I said a few minutes ago, and Tanya, and I think Jackie and Lori can agree with me. It's not about the fact that you went to the strip club. It's about the fact that you lied. I don't give a damn you went there, but you didn't tell me that's where you went. You told me you went to McDonald's.
Exactly.
So now, it ain't got nothing to do with somebody's ass in your face and you paying dollars or whatever. It has to do with the fact that that's not what you told me 6 months ago. What? That's what it's about. And a lot of times guys think it's about the girl being jealous or upset because you was at a strip club. It's not about the strip club. It's the fact that 6 months ago you told me McDonald's.
Yeah, but can I tell you something that's a
But the ice cream machine broke.
Hey, the ice machine broke, Shelly.
time, the things that you're interrogating us about and you're asking us about, it's really not that serious.
It's not, but the fact that you would lie,
You was
what else would
lying.
you lie about? That's how we think.
Mm-hmm.
If you would
Okay.
lie about McDonald's and a strip club, what else in the fuck would you, what else would you lie about?
I hear you. And that's what I'm scared. I don't know if I'm ever gonna do that. I think I'm gonna be single the rest of my life.
That's how we think. It's not about where you went, who you was with. It's the fact that if you would
You
lie
didn't
about
even
something
tell
that
us.
little, what
Right.
else would you lie about?
Right.
That's how we
And
think.
then the next time you say you're going to McDonald's, you're gonna think, he ain't going to McDonald's, he's gonna go around the way again. You feel me? Because you're right, that part. And now that's when a whole nother line of questioning begins. Right.
And then that draws a wedge of, insecurity because you're lying. Yeah, you're untrustworthy.
Right. How do you recover from those lies? So let's say, for instance.
Probably that ain't lying.
Oh, I've had a few that didn't lie, I think. I didn't catch any in it, so I hope so too. 'Cause
But where they at?
he got a problem. He got a problem.
It's always something, right?
You're right.
Right.
Can you recover or rebuild from lies?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, do you just act like nothing? Stephen, what do? You just act like nothing and just move on? The biggest, worst scenario has hit the fan, the jig is up, everybody's shit is on the table. You know what I mean? Do you try to mend that and fix it, or do you just let it ride?
It's kind of hard for me to get over that.
See?
But I can't be one-sided, you know what I mean? So I try to work through it on both sides, you know what I mean? I can't.
Steven, man, you know
But-
what? In the beginning of the show, man, you had me, man. You slipping, brother.
No.
You let me go a little bit, my man. You're being too nice. Steve, come on, man. You know, you listen to me.
Don't nobody wanna be like you, Chad.
Another question.
Oh, and don't wanna do shit and got out his opinion and wanna be by yourself. Don't nobody wanna be like that.
No, that's not true. I don't want to be by myself, Donald, but it's like, you know, well, you'll see, Tom. I know I'm gonna meet somebody because I know what kind of guy I am. But, T, I don't know, man. I like to have fun. I like to do what y'all want to do. Y'all be playing head games. I just, you know, I don't know. I just be, you know, y'all be full of crap. A lot of them be full of crap.
Head games, if you tell the naked truth, there ain't no head game.
I be telling the naked truth, you know. It's a lot of things. I mean,
But you know what? Chad,
it's real in the field.
I remember one thing we told my son as a man, my husband and I was like, listen, women, all they want is the truth. If you are going to just fuck her once a week,
Wow.
no, that's all you're gonna do. And that's how you make the decision, that's what you're gonna do. If you don't want a relationship, tell her you don't want a relationship. Exactly. You tell them. The problem is, y'all don't tell us, because you think that you're not gonna be able to get what you want. But 9 times out of 10, if you honest, you can get what you want. Agree, you can get what you want.
But, you know, someone told me, it's all about giving a person a choice. A friend of mine told me, don't take away my choice. Give me a choice, right? So I can decide if I'm gonna be the once a week booty call. Now.
Sometimes Tanya be getting too darn vicious, and I see a lot of things. Yes, a lot of things I see in these women out here. I'm right between the expression in her face when she talks.
Telling you the truth, you don't want to
Yeah.
Uh-oh. That's what they said, the naked truth, the naked
But I
truth. See
didn't
how it
say-
goes?
I didn't say what she was saying, Sheila. I
it. It's been 2 years now, Pat, come on now.
Stella,
I'm
Stella,
weak.
I love you, though, still, you know that.
I've
But
been politically correct and I'm telling you now, you said she was one time, or Sherry. Okay,
you know what? I'm gonna let you get it.
get it right, get it right.
But anyway, I see the look on Tanya's face. It's that face, man. She gets mad, man.
She telling you
It's mad. Yeah?
she not mad, she telling you.
No, she gets mad. Tanya gets mad.
She ain't mad.
And you know what makes me mad? You know what makes me mad? Tanya gets mad at me.
No, she
But
not.
she, these other gentlemen I see her on the show with, I pissed Tanya off before. Somewhere down the line, I pissed her off. And she is like, me and her, but it's all good, because that's still my little sister.
So, you know, but don't talk like I'm not here. Ask me anytime you piss me off.
The naked truth, the naked
I'm
truth,
talking about.
The naked truth.
the naked truth.
And they're naked truth. You see my
Hey,
face?
I'm talking about you right now, so let me talk about you. So,
Don't talk to me in the third person like I'm not here.
okay, no. Okay, Tanya, when my man, when never mind, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm gonna let that go. Because I ain't gonna let you curse me out.
She ain't gonna curse you out, she's gonna tell you the naked truth.
See, he already, it's like the feds, like Stephen and them said, they already know.
The decibels is gonna raise, you gonna scare the Jesus out of you. I ain't mad.
You're not having it, Tanya Michelle?
Wow.
Oh my God.
My goodness.
Right,
I
she
tell
said
you.
she's not having that tonight. You're not having it, Tanya Michelle? What you think, Stephen and Dante? You guys are pretty quiet about that part right there. What you thinking right now? I don't think so. We're doing it tonight. What's going on, Stephen? How are you guys doing tonight, Deontay? Y'all doing good? You guys are thinking about doing that part. I have a question. I think you gentlemen, what's you guys' plans about a podcast? Y'all still thinking about doing something like
All
that?
right.
Women and men and learned a lot, and we've always said people enjoy the conversations that we had, and even when it comes to people that are older than us, they're surprised about the Jews that we have and how we speak to one another. And we just came up with that idea, like, man, as much people enjoy being entertained by our conversations, we might as well start something and make some dollars off of it. Make
There
some
you
sense
go.
of it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
That's
We're
wonderful.
gonna call it, relatively speaking, relatively, because we relatives.
That's right.
And we're gonna just be speaking on, current events, music, we're gonna be discussing different topics like we have been doing tonight. And, we're gonna really just try to let people be a part of us. I mean, podcasts have kinda, took off since this pandemic, because although there may be different, so many podcasts, but there's different people that do them, so can't nobody replicate you.
Right.
Nobody can be
And
you.
nobody
But
take your
you-
personality or have your experience or your outlook. Just like how we spoke before, we can speak on the same topic, but my truth, my vantage point of what we're looking at is always going to be different from somebody else's. And with both me and Stevie having the experiences that we've had in life as young men, and we've been through a lot of things, not everything, and we don't know everything. But I think with us having those open conversations, it'll lead, just like Mr. Girl said earlier, it'll lead other young men to understand how to be outspoken about what they feel, because we was never taught that. We was always taught to be silent. But, you know what I mean? You get more out of life with the testimony. It's a testimony. It's supposed to be spoken. So.
Wonderful. Well, you let us know because we would like to support. We all want to support one another. So you definitely send us the information.
Dante, what do you do? What type of work do you do?
Right now, man, I just work at Walmart, man. I'm an average worker, man, 9 to 5. I'm an average worker.
That's a good thing.
And that's a great thing.
That's a great thing.
Yes,
Stay clean.
great thing.
Which is an aircraft company, but, also I'm trying to pass my, radiology test, so I get up in these hospitals, I see the x-ray on some people, so.
All right.
Right,
We're
that's
gonna make it
great.
happen, family. That's beautiful. Right, That's fam, you know what I mean? That's a beautiful thing, you guys. I'm having a good time tonight here on the Poetry of Justice show with Jackie Ray Phillips. And so I can't wait to hear about Relatively Speaking, and we're gonna promote it, so whatever you need to tell us. Oh, I want you to do me a favor. Could you give out your handles where individuals can follow you on your Instagram? If you could give those out, Stephen and Deontay? Okay. Mhm.
Okay.
Exactly. All right now. What about you, Deontay?
Follow me on Snapchat. It's Tay Kelly, TAYEKELLY. That's all I got right now. I'm low key.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. We just
Okay.
want to make sure we spread the love here on the show. It's one of the most amazing platforms. I think it's a cool platform. You know what I mean? This is where social consciousness meets the arts. As you're saying about Relatively Speaking, it'll be an opportunity for you to touch on any topic. You know what I'm saying? All types of voices and music and poetry and love and filmmakers, and we've come a long way. Lori and I were doing a little bit of reminiscing yesterday. Like I say, I still got to get a count on exactly how many shows we've done, but I just maybe like the shows feeling soft right now, and just want to give thanks, to everyone on the panel. Want to give thanks to the ladies in the chat for their support of the show and always coming with the best of it. We're going to keep taking this plane higher and higher, and that's why I got my family here tonight. I'm so grateful that our paths have crossed, you know what I'm saying? Whatever we can do, we just all reach out. And family, particularly right now during this pandemic, Deontay, it's like we're all like disconnected, if you will, but in the same, maybe like parallel universe, you see what I'm saying? People are connecting, I know we're on these little boxes and things of that nature, but it has brought some parts of it together, and whatever we can do to reach out and have that humanistic piece of who we are, like you're saying, Stephen, being a warrior and reading the Word of God, knowing that we are part of the light, you know what I'm saying? We are part of Christ's lineage, which gives us very special privileges, and I think that we always got to use our prayers and use our power and use that power for the good, you know what I'm saying? Each and every one of our gifts, we are supposed to use those gifts with the world, because at the end of the day, that's why we were brought here. So we are on this journey, on this earth, and we're just going to have a good time. Lord, you got anything over there, a little book over there? That vignette?
I don't have another thing yet, I'm sorry. But I do have some gossip that I want to know.
Shelley
We were
got to give us
just
some
chatting,
gossip.
a couple days ago, and Shelley C., you have all these things as to what's going on in the celebrity world. So I need to hear some of that celebrity
Celebrity
gossip.
gossip time.
And I'd like to start with the Kobe celebrity gossip.
Ooh.
Went through a divorce in 2004, and she was getting alimony. Kobe was pretty much taking care of her.
Okay.
She was staying at one of their properties for free, and now that Kobe is gone, Vanessa's pretty much had it. She's like, "You're trying to extort money from me." Basically, the mother is saying that she took care of the kids, and I am a Vanessa Bryant follower, and following her, she spends a lot of, at least on Instagram, it looks like she spends a lot of time with her children. I mean, what else can she do, especially during COVID?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think she spends more time, especially due to the death of her husband. And her mother's saying that she pretty much took care of the kids, like she was the nanny, and Vanessa didn't pay her. And first of all, I got a problem if you're my mama and I gotta pay you when I'm taking care of you. So I don't know how you guys feel about that, but for Vanessa to speak on something like that, I just think that she's pretty brave, because if you feel your mother's trying to extort money from you, saying that she babysit your kids and never got any money from it, but you've taken care of her pretty much the whole time that you've been with your husband, I think Vanessa's just tired. And I want to know what you guys' opinion is about that. If really, when she don't have to do anything, and neither did Kobe. I mean, Kobe has had issues with his own parents and not really taking care of his parents, and he's taking care of Vanessa's mother. So I want to know what you guys' opinion is, and what are your thoughts on that, especially our guests. Dante, what do you feel about that? Stephen, what do you feel about that?
In the culture, and I know me as a black man, no matter how much money I have, if I have 100 million, my mama got 100 million straight up. Just because you can never repay a parent for the time that they put in to raise you and to get you where you at. So I don't know. I don't think it's that much of a problem to make sure that her mama is all right. And I think there's probably a lot more that we probably don't know to the story.
Right.
But I don't see nothing personally wrong if my mom got me to where I'm at. And she not Kobe mama, that's, Vanessa's mom, whatever. But in the same breath, my mother is still living, I'd rather do for her than something happens to me.
But Dante, she's living in their properties for free. She's getting alimony. She's coming up by visiting Vanessa. For Vanessa to come out this late. Come on, they've been, like her and Kobe been together for how long? I know he passed about a year ago. But at some point, when is it that your mother is extorting or taking advantage of the fact that you have money? Sometimes people will look and say, oh, you got all of that money, why don't you share? But you're being well taken care of. I mean, I can tell you now, if I can stay somewhere for free, I'm happy about that with my kids.
Right, right.
And if I'm staying in one of my kids' property that has money, it's not no rundown piece of property. I can't imagine Kobe having her mother stay in a rundown piece of property. So at what point does it become like you're trying to extort money from me, or you trying to live on this mansion on a hill, and I'm still grieving over my husband, and I'm still trying to take care of me and my kids. I'm not working.
Right. I honestly think that's probably the conversations that they have in private that we don't know about. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is I wouldn't necessarily let anybody extort me. But it's probably a lot more, just like, because like you said, Kobe doesn't have that even kind of relationship with his own parents. But he's doing that but why would Kobe feel the need, if he ain't doing that for his own, why would he feel the need to do that for her mama? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why would your husband take care of your mama if you're capable of helping her out? You know what I'm saying? There's probably more to it than we don't know.
Right.
I just don't, the fact that the kids say they already lost their sister and lost their daddy, and they, at least their grandma and their mama can find a way to
get
make
along.
them hurt one another, because money shouldn't be split up nobody.
There was a lot of, you know, to go back to when Kobe first met Vanessa, there was a lot of controversy around her age. And you never know what kind of settlement might have been made with the parent. You just never know what may happen. And so now since Kobe is gone, you know, those terms may not be there. And she still wants to stay married, and Vanessa's like, I don't want to do that no more. You just never know. But there are parents that extort their kids. There are times in the NFL where with the athletes, they put a restraining order against their parents.
Damn.
Because parents have this expectation that they, you know, that they should get more than what they're willing to give you. You know what I mean? And so, you just, like, I think what you're saying is right, you just never know the truth. But I do, when you were talking, I was like, I think there was some controversy that was happening around the time when they first started dating, because I think she was under 18. But I don't remember, but I just vaguely remember something, and with the mother back then, I remember something going on back then, and then maybe that was part of, you know what, this is what I'll do for you, and I'll do this for you, because when you have money, you can make all those moves like that.
Like a
Right.
dowry or
Her
some
mother
sort.
at the game, her mother was present at the game, and like she said, my mother has been pretty much staying for free.
Right. Oh, let's see. And some people say, right.
She wants to spend time with her grandkids. Because basically, I can get a nanny. You don't have to do this.
Right.
Like,
You know, it's bad timing, because isn't she suing the pilot company?
Right.
You know, it's bad timing. Maybe
So the question comes about that, you know, yes, Vanessa is coming into a lot of money. The money that Kobe left behind, the money that she's suing for. So why all of a sudden is the mother saying, oh, I was a nanny and never got paid for it? Like, where's that coming from?
Well, on Facebook,
There you go, that's the key.
some people are saying that Daryl Barnes says if Kobe honored the situation, then the estate should honor it as well. And Mr. Morgan says that Kobe's parents are well taken care of, but some people are greedy, and there's just missing, you know, they're missing part of the story. You know what I mean? So we are missing some pieces. But
I think the timing
puts everything in question, doesn't it? Because if you've taken care of these children as their nanny, you say, why are you suing now? Why, why now?
Maybe did she like stop getting payments of some sort, maybe like?
No, she
this and-
says, her claim is that she never got paid for her nanny jobs.
Okay.
But these children, are older, at least the older ones are really older. Right. Mhm.
Well, Peaches was saying that she gonna always make sure that her mama good. You know what I'm saying? She says, if I got it, my mama got it. But some people have different relationships with their parents, you know? She was like, give me some of the dust. Never, it's never enough.
Never
Never,
enough.
never too much. Never too much. Never too much. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Rashid. I think. It's way more, yeah.
But guys,
We know. Yeah.
and death
Literally.
tends to bring out the worst in people.
Said the timing. I just want to put this out there, and then we can move on to another story. But I just want to put this out there for you guys to think. The timing, and Kobe's not a dumb person. We know Kobe had some life insurance out there. I know. He can't be that dumb not to have had. If he has a financial planner, he got some life insurance out there. Plus the money he already had.
Okay.
So now all of a sudden you tripping.
I think it goes back to what Stephen said. What'd you say, Stephen?
The root of all evil.
There you go.
For the love of money.
Already had. The properties that Kobe has that you're staying on.
But
Now
shit.
all of a sudden what you got is not enough.
Yeah, and I also think we said, if I got $20 million, my mama got $20 million, well, you may not get 20 million, but I'm gonna make sure that you're not wanting for nothing.
anything.
You need to live.
Well, Shelly, sounds like she's just, trying to secure her future and her retirement plan, so. One would think, that's what Stephen did right.
Yeah, that just sounds like greed to me.
It's just pure greed.
Yeah.
Bad neighborhoods, you never know what these mama and daughter relationships be like a lot of the time. Too. Cause I've been in plenty neighborhoods where the mama and daughter hate each other, but then love each other hate each other Monday through Friday, but love each other on the weekend. You just never know. So before I go out and say, oh, she wrong or she wrong, only thing I'm gonna say is, man, y'all gotta fix that. Y'all family. We on the outside looking in, and we can say, oh, I wouldn't do this or I wouldn't do that, but we don't know what their relationship like. You know what I mean?
Right. I'm just putting a question mark out there because I just look at what we do see, and I'm just putting a question mark out there. And there are some mothers who believe that they deserve just as much as their daughters do. There are some mothers that are like that. There's some mothers that are jealous of their daughters. And I've been really blessed to have a mother that's not like that, so I'm so happy. But there are some mothers that do not want their daughters to have more than they do.
What? What'd you say, Rashid? It takes all kind, everybody. I don't know.
That sounds ridiculous.
Maybe 5 or 10 minutes. We have had this ongoing thing about Dr. Dre and his wife.
That's right. What is the update?
Still asking for $2 million, but he is saying, I want to hurry up and get this shit over with because it's costing me too much money. That's what he's saying. That's what is on TMZ. That's what's on gossip. I want to hurry up and get this shit over. It's costing me too much money. She's saying she wants $2 million, and she's also asking And why would she ask this? I'm asking all of you. Why would she ask for him to bring up any paternity suits that have come up during their marriage?
What? Peaches said that's exactly what she was saying. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Peaches? So crazy.
Okay, I'm a little confused on that last part. She is asking him to disclose any paternity suits that have come up?
Seen him for 17 years, has just applied for a job at FedEx, and she said she don't want money, she just wants to see him.
I did see that. I did see it on the profile.
Do they get a paternity test
What, for this new person?
for this new
Yeah, I'm a
FedEx
test.
worker?
Of course, the court is gonna say, you know, let's get some blood tests done.
That could be a smear tactic, though. What do you think?
A smear
Because
campaign?
if you have to disclose those things in court, they become a part of a public record. Isn't that correct?
See?
Yeah, sounds
that's a credibility
sounds like
issue, isn't
she's trying to fight dirty right now.
He isn't where you think it is.
Well,
And if she's bringing that up, there's not a court that's not gonna say, okay, if these papers are true, let's just do a blood test and see if this child really is it.
Okay, so
why are you going to look for him now? You thought he had a paternity issue, now why he was married, why did you stay with him, for the money?
Yeah.
Because that's a real big issue in a marriage, if you think that your husband has had a kid outside. Now that you're getting divorced, you wanna tell all his dirty laundry, well, shit,
That's
the
what
laundry
it
was
is.
dirty when he was married. But you
Before, your laundry was dirty, probably. Shut up.
right, and it's like, for me,
leave it dirty. Leave it alone and move forward.
How do we know, come on, Tanya, we know we stick by our man, and I'm just putting this out there, I don't know if this is true, but how do we know, when we're married, and when we with somebody, it's all good, we stick by their side, so if he say, okay, yeah, I was dirty, or yeah, I was out there, and yeah, this could be my kid, let's just pay them, I'm just putting it out there, 1 million to keep them quiet. Well, now that I'm in a divorce and you trying not to give me anything or any money, or you're trying to put some stuff in the game where I can't have what I want, yeah, I'm gonna put it out there that, hey, the character that you think is going on with this dude ain't what it is. When I was married to him, yeah, I kept my mouth shut because he wanted to pay this person to be quiet. But now, I need you to know what the character really is.
okay, but
Married and loyal to that man, but now I'm not loyal to you.
You're not loyal to yourself, if that's what if he can use the money to shut you up, and now when you divorce, it becomes a problem, that's a killer.
I don't think it's about money. I think if you keep your mouth shut and you're in a marriage, if he asks you to, you do.
I know.
But hold on, but wasn't she caught embezzling money from his company? Wasn't she caught?
Well, though you said we didn't think it was embezzlement because they're still married. Remember that?
Yeah,
It's
they
not
were still
embezzlement.
married, so.
Is that?
No, but when
And her name was on the public account.
right, but the thing is that when you're taking money out of the account without knowledge of the actual person that's actually in charge of the money, like
No, we have equal access to that.
no, but
Look at her, she playing and giving up the
Maybe.
juice.
But when you have someone in charge of your books and things don't add up,
Okay, but Rashid, you gotta-
that's what the problem is.
Right, but you gotta look at the fact that, okay, it wasn't Dre who came out and said about the embezzlement, right?
Right.
It was the
the
business partner.
business partner who came out and said about the embezzlement. So I think the whole thing is being
Right.
played out in
Right,
the
but
public
then-
eye
Right,
to
but then-
distort opinions of each.
Right, if we're gonna go both ways, like that should have been an open conversation where it's like, okay, like I'm taking this money out, so that this way, there won't be an embezzlement scandal that
But you know what's really
that could possibly happen,
that don't always happen.
Right.
Take it for somebody who's been married 3,000 years. You just go to the bank and I took it out. I took it out. Mm, 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 mm. Mm-mm. Hmm.
Wow, Shelley. I don't know. What you think, Court?
I just want to say that let's not forget that
This is crazy.
Nicole, is that her name, Nicole?
Yes.
That Nicole is an attorney. We remember that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We-
so
we
this
remember
is
that.
all strategy, I believe.
Strategy.
This is all strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
No,
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 After.
it was after.
Mm-hmm.
That's no,
Well, married, that would make, see, if
Yeah,
she was,
I've heard of
maybe she
that.
did that routinely.
that's the
I don't
main
know.
issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of a problem.
that's called like trying to
We
secure
get
your
all I
assets.
can because this fool
Yeah,
gonna
because
try to lock it
this
down.
case is gonna be tried in public opinion, and Dre is very public in terms of his overall recognition, and not so much for her.
I would just say give her a one-time sum of like 10 million and just be done with it.
I
You know
know.
what, but when
We
we
done
get
with it.
married, you can't just write me off like that.
Right, right,
You
right.
can't, you can't just get rid of me like an old shoe. The law, at least in
I know,
California,
Chucky.
the law don't allow for that.
Well, that's a good
Right?
one.
And California is
An old
50-50.
shoe. You
It's
just
50-50.
tired of wearing that one. I'm
He's like,
gonna just
I
throw
don't
that
want
one
that
out.
no more. Get rid of that shoe. I don't know.
Here.
But maybe the judge might see it that way because of what's been going on.
They might.
There's
That's
literally
true.
there's literally too much dirt going on at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
The little situation is way too dirty and way too muddy to literally sift through all that crap.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So what I would say is that settle out of court.
Dre ain't not gonna do that. But see, we got that inside scoop that you
But Chucky was telling us that she may was told to do that. You know what I mean? So we don't know. You know what I mean? Like you said, maybe her defense or her attorneys may have coached her to do that. Could have sure she would have told them ahead of time.
Yes,
girl.
men I've worked with and on the personal side, who have hidden money from their wives or their women. And to me, is that fair? Is it fair?
I know men who have sold all of their assets and properties for $1, so that when they went to court, they didn't have anything.
Wow. Look at Deontay. That's what I know.
Right. What'd you think, Deontay?
Me personally, like I said, I always try to learn from my uncles and them mistakes. My uncle always told me this. He said that don't get with no woman, or don't marry no woman that you can't compromise with later if shit don't work.
Mm.
Don't sit up and have a whole bunch of kids with this money. Because if she was there for the money, us men know if a woman is into you because she loves you, or she just there for the money. And you dumb, if you made a whole marriage out of a relationship that's just based on, she just fucking with you because you drank. So now you just gotta eat the booty, pay her whatever she asked for, because at the end of the day, you still got kids involved that's
True.
watching too.
True,
That part.
true.
That part right there. Boom, shakalaka. Right, right.
Got that from the gate, so there shouldn't be no fucking problem.
That's
That's
right.
true.
Hey.
if you a dope boy and you out here and you know who fucking with you because of your reputation versus who you are personally, you know, just like if you a man, and let's go to the gang shit, Stevie, if you a man, and I know you approaching me to check my temperature, but I know you're not trying to see, yo, are you crazy or this and that, but I know you trying to test me. I can tell everything else in this world, but I can't tell when a woman just fucking with me for money. That's dumb.
Right.
He been rich for a long time, man. He's been rich for a long time.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an amazing time, and you guys can't believe it. It's that time.
It's 8 o'clock,
Can y'all believe it? We did it tonight, ladies and gentlemen. This is our final show. Thank you for being a part of the finale family. Shout out and love to Stephen, Crown, Dwayne, and Deontay. I appreciate you guys joining us tonight. The lovely ladies of the chat, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, talking about masturbation, the naked truth. It's gonna be a wild ride, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you so much. Any final words from the panelists tonight?
Like COVID-19 is real. I know there's a lot of people thinking that it's not. You know, the hospitals were really impacted. We have no beds, we have no staff. Please do not large gatherings for the Christmas holiday. What we're seeing now is a result of Thanksgiving and people not social distancing. When you look at the prediction, it looks like it's gonna get worse if people do not social distance for Christmas. So please, if you don't wanna die alone or have your family member die alone, if you have to go to the hospital, please take all precautions.
Yes, everybody, stay safe out there. Mask up, chill it out. We can do it, everybody. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much. God bless you, Deontay. God bless you, Stephen. You guys gonna come back and hang out with us? All right, relatively speaking, coming your way. Relatively speaking, ladies and gentlemen. All right, love you, big
Happy
time.
holidays, guys.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Gonna love you guys. Have a good one.
Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.
Night. Thank you, Facebook. I love you guys so much. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Hey, Eric. Hey, Falu. We had a great time. Thank you guys so much. So for joining us here on the Poetry of Justice show with Jackie Ray Phillips. I got Lori G here with me, yikesradio.com. We're going to take it off next week. I want you guys to have an amazing Christmas holiday. Stay safe. That's all we can do, guys. But God is with us. I plead the blood of Jesus over all of us, and we're going to have a funky good time. Merry Christmas.